Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of Red Dirt and Stardust, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition science fiction pirate and cowboy western campaign. So where last we left the party, they had just gone on a little jaunt through the city of Mask to find the particular cloak that was left for Velantrios by Titania. They
Yay.
did, in fact, manage to find it and then went shopping for a few herbs and found out about the fireworks festival and how it was a festival for romance and fireworks, and there was going to be tons of picnics and all kinds of things as part of the festivities. The group then asked about a magic shop and was guided to a porter's emporium, although the woman running the spice shop didn't quite know if that was the name of it or not, but guided them to the city center, close to where they were setting up the fireworks. And that is where we begin. So you all are heading towards the city center. People are moving a few barrels and boxes via just carrying them, or by mules if they're too big or too much, towards the city center, presumably filled with fireworks that will be at some point set off. And so, what would you all like to do?
Fireworks?
Oh, yes, you are still a child.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much Aiden's whole thing right now.
It's like daytime right now,
Yes,
right?
it's probably getting close to the afternoon. So you still have a little bit before sundown and the fireworks festival, but
Oh, cool. Well, then he's hungry and really has to pee.
Oh my god.
of course.
Awesome. I've already been dealing with a toddler all week. I don't need this too.
Well, he's
Well,
8. He can hold it himself.
we can deal with what
That.
he needs. And what was the store we were looking for?
Porter's Emporium.
Porter's Emporium. We can go see if they're open, I guess, and kill
Oh,
some
it's a
time.
pot for him.
I'm sure they'll have a bathroom.
It's probably for customers only though, so.
So you all continue walking, and you reach the center palatial square, in which you see the vast palace with its red terracotta roof and yellowing plaster, but still completely beautiful. Marble everywhere, statues, columns, colonnades, even the sort of slightly spiraled cypress trees. And there's a huge town square in the center. And there's scaffolding set up where there are barrels placed and people laying fuses and people with clipboards walking around pointing to various barrels, presumably trying to arrange when these fireworks were to go off and trying to figure out what the routine is for this particular event. You do see there are quite a few people kind of opening up small shops. There's little coffee shops and little bakeries. It seems that there's a little bit of a tourism industry around here, as there's mask shops where you can take masks back home from wherever you are from. Paintings, artists standing out on the street, drawing people, painting people, all kinds of things like that. I will say, you do not find a porter's emporium. However, you find a portcullis emporium. It is called that because the building shares a wall with a portcullis that leads to the center of town, or the center of the city. It is a relatively small shop. It actually also has over the door, it appears to be not a true portcullis, but a metal piece that is hung in the archway of the door to make it look like it's a portcullis that can come down, but it itself is not a real portcullis. There's a window with quite a few just wands and various other magical looking knickknacks, crystals and bowls and incenses and things of that nature. Entering, you do hear a little bell ding, 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 ding as you walk and into this sort of very small shop with the till, and up front is a astral elf, silver hair, a sort of silver handlebar mustache, but dark eyes and a burgundy mask. It appears to be made out of some sort of velvet with a sort of plant-like pattern in it, as he kind of sits at the till and he looks up. Welcome. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for today?
We came to see the fireworks.
Could use the bathroom. Do you have a bathroom? We'll buy something.
Yes, we do have a bathroom. Yes, it's just right over there, and he points to a small little door that is behind the till, but he lets you all. Yep. And well, he really had to pee. Oh. Well, like I said, is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Sort of adventuring.
What do you have?
Supplies. We fancy ourselves adventurers. Do you have anything we might be interested in?
All right, that answers a lot of questions. You didn't look like the typical folk around here who just want a few practice wands or things like that. So I am going to get some stuff from the back.
Ooh, fun.
And I think at this point, while he's gathering stuff from the back, Aiden probably at some point finishes peeing and comes back out.
Comes back out, yep.
Wash your
While
hands.
he's getting the stuff from the back, I'm going to ritual cast Detect Magic.
Turns back around.
Oh. So the man finally comes back out, and he's lugging a large sort of crate that he's just shoved all of these items into, and he sets it on the counter. All right, these are more adventuring items. Unfortunately, we don't carry weapons here, or at least nothing that could be considered a conventional weapon. I'm unsure of what type of adventures you're going on, but these are the most useful items, I believe. He pulls out a jug. It's a plain clay jug with multiple spouts, all of which are corked. He sets it down. I don't know if you have need of things like olive oil, salt water, fresh water, ale, wine, those sorts of things, but a good alchemical jug can go a long way. It is 350 gold, but you get quite a lot. This thing never runs out. Well, it runs out for a day and then replenishes eventually. If you're interested.
Chauncey, you could use this for mechanical oil, I guess. I'm not sure what the time appropriate
word would be.
Lube.
Oh my.
I'm not wrong.
It does dispense olive oil. I'm unsure if that would help in artificing. It sounds like one of you is an artificer at least.
Does it make fruit punch?
Oh
unfortunately, no. The closest thing to fruit punch is wine, and it looks like you probably shouldn't have any, at least not for a few years.
I don't like it anyway.
Or a few minutes.
All right, then. We also have, and he pulls out another, like, very plain-looking terracotta pot and sets it down. This is a pot of awakening. You plant a bush in it, and it comes under the effect of the awaken spell if you want a little friend to scamper along with you.
Aww.
Happy pet bush.
We could get a baby Groot, guys.
Yes.
Oh my god,
I've heard of people. I've heard of people getting small blueberry bushes or raspberry bushes and having them follow them around for a quick snack. It's a little more rare, but it could be useful.
Isn't that kind of weird? We eat your pet.
Well,
You're
you wouldn't
not
eat the
really
whole thing.
eating it. You're just eating the berries off of it.
I mean, We harvest eggs from chickens all the time.
I grew up on a farm. We ate all our
Yeah.
pets.
Sort of
so-
like milking a cow, I think.
Cats, dogs, rats.
Well, if you would like it, it runs you about 50 gold.
I will take it.
All right, already a sale. And he hands over the pot and takes your 50 gold.
Yay.
Of course, there's more items for sale. He pulls out about maybe a 5-inch tall owl statuette. This is a serpentine owl. You can transform it into a larger owl that you can ride on and fly around. It lasts only for a few hours before it needs a few days of rest, but you never know when a ride could be useful. And he sets that
Okay.
down.
Sounds like so
You can
much
just-
fun. I want to ride on the owl.
This is just gonna take all of my gold, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if you choose to buy everything, then it certainly will.
Yeah, how much is that?
is the owl?
The owl is 700 gold pieces.
1 second. Let me just check real quick.
If you get the owl, can I ride on it?
Okay, is anyone willing to buy this for me and I'll act as your like taxi service?
You do know that you can
Can't you
transform
just
into a
turn
giant
into an
owl too. You literally get
Yeah,
a free
right?
wild shape that solely exists to have you become a giant owl.
Right, I forget. Sorry, I'm more of a plant guy than an animal guy.
Yeah, did you
Poison
just get a
ivy.
cloak that gives you an owl?
Yeah, that's exactly
Sure.
what the cloak you
Yeah, the
just
cloak
got.
that gives you a free giant owl.
Yeah, a free giant owl.
Yeah. Well, continuing on down the list, and he pulls out a palm-sized silver raven statue. This you can use to almost like send letters, but not quite. It's more along the lines of the animal messenger spell, but still
Can you
pretty
ride on that
useful.
one?
No, unfortunately, it only becomes the size of a normal raven.
Hmm.
At the risk of making a joke of myself, I can just tell him, you can ride on me sometimes. God,
No thanks. You smell funny.
this coming from the kid who smells like snot and shit.
Mm.
What else do you have?
Yes, I have a lantern of revealing, and he pulls out a very almost like one of those like hurricane lanterns. He just kind of sets it down. That, of course, will reveal invisible creatures. It'll run you about 300 gold. This one is a little bit more rare. It is unfortunately stationary once you use it, and he pulls out, it is once again about the size of the palm. It's about maybe a fourth of an inch thick. It is a wood little medallion shaped like an acorn.
Ooh, what?
This,
Hmm?
if you put it in the ground, will grow into a tree. However, you cannot move the tree, unfortunately.
What if I plant it inside the pot?
It would not work. The pot is too small for the tree. You will have to find a regular bush.
Wait a minute. Don't regular acorns grow in trees?
This is instantaneous.
Oh.
It would be so funny if it was just
Don't I
it'll
have-
grow a tree in 30 years.
I was like, oh my
The
God.
magical acorn.
All acorns.
How much is
You
that?
know, the magic of nature. This will run you 500 gold.
Okay, so explain it to me one more time.
Does it
You
just work
simply take the
once?
token, you put it on the ground, and it grows into a large and mighty tree. Yes, it does only work once, and the tree is stationary unless you cast a spell on it, such as Awaken, using a version of the spell. Unfortunately, you can't use the pot for it. The pot only works for small bushes. There is, additionally, especially if you are sailing quite a bit, he pulls out a fan and kind of opens it. It's almost like a Japanese paper fan with a lot of beautiful cherry blossoms painted on it. This is a wind fan, although you might want to be very careful with it. You can destroy it very easily. It can cast the spell Gust of Wind reliably once a day. Theoretically, you can cast it multiple times, but eventually it will cause the fan to rip itself up. You should try and only cast Gust of Wind once a day. And of course, my favorite. You never know when you're going to go somewhere where the food is less than flavorful. And he pulls out this sort of tiny red velvet pouch. This is a Huey. What is the name of it? It's something stupid.
Bag of seasoning.
Yes, basically that's what it is.
It's a magic
But
spice rack.
it
many of us
literally
have-
is.
Prestidigitation just does that.
we, half of our party has prestidigitation.
Well, the store doesn't specifically cater to you, so it's going to have shit in it that you don't need. Welcome to the real world. It is a Heward's handy spice pouch.
Oh,
It is. It produces spices that themselves are mundane, and so, of course, someone cannot dispel magic on it,
I desperately want to have someone cast a 3rd level dispel magic just to make my food taste shittier.
you never know. Some people are crazy, but this will only run you about 10 gold.
I'll
and he
take
sets
that
it down.
one. I'll
Of
take
course,
it.
wonderful.
That's some, like backstabbing X magic shit.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
may all your food forever be bland. Like,
What was the name of this bag of magic spices?
Heward's handy spice pouch. Or something to that degree.
I never have to roll for my half of my cooking ingredients anymore.
Very true. Because you can literally name any spice. It has like saffron on there that'll run you like
Ooh.
quite a lot of money. Because saffron
Can we
is
just like take
stupidly
little
expensive.
pinches out of it forever? Can we just make infinite money off of saffron?
Well, it has only 10 charges per,
But they
and
come
gains only
back, right?
They do, not all at once. I think you have to roll for the amount that you get per day,
Let's break
but
the saffron economy.
flood the market with saffron.
Just open a saffron store, a traveling cart.
that only sells 8 sprigs a day. It's got 6 employees, though. They really don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
Be an interesting thing to tell people. So how did your campaign end? Well, they just randomly decided to become saffron salespeople after they got a hold of a Heward's handy spice pouch.
This is sounding remarkably like my last Skyrim campaign where I ended up being a horker farmer.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Fuck the story, I just want to farm my horkers.
Well, is there anything other than the pot and the spice pouch that you all are interested in from these
I
lovely
don't suppose
items?
you sell any bush seeds or plant seeds.
Unfortunately, no.
Is there a place around here that does?
You
Or like
might
a tree
want...
nearby with like acorns or pine cones or something.
I mean, I feel like my character would already be carrying seeds around with him.
That's probably fine.
Honestly wouldn't be surprised.
That's
So
fairly common for a druid, yeah.
Right.
TSD,
So, like,
you
characters
probably
make-
do have something on you. I would say that's
Plant a good berry.
Right.
I was thinking more nightshade.
God.
Well, it depends. Is it black nightshade or deadly nightshade? Because those are 2 different plants.
Remind me the difference. I'm ashamed as
Black nightshade is edible. Deadly nightshade is not.
It'd be funny if it was reversed.
Deadly nightshade.
Deadly nightshade is actually
edible.
delicious.
It's black nightshade that you have to be super aware of.
You know what I've heard is fantastic? Hemlock. Nobody got that?
No, I know hemlock.
Okay.
Oh,
So no
would you
deadly
happen to
nightshade.
have any reagents or materials or weird knickknacks around?
I mean, if you're looking for maybe a few crystals, perhaps, but This is the most hardcore adventuring stuff that we have at the shop.
I mean, they can look at that. I'm looking for ingredients, materials, components.
Well, we do have a few pieces of agate and tiger's eye. We do have some quartz, smoky quartz, and pink quartz. I believe somewhere I have some peridot.
Beautiful.
But other than that, nothing really. I'd say if you want to buy the lot, that would run you another maybe 15 gold. They're very
Sure.
small pieces.
I'll take those, and Chauncey's gonna spend like 20 more gold on random like gems and crystals and knick-knack bric-a-brac bullshit that he's gonna throw into a pot and try melting together.
All right. Yeah,
How
you
much
certainly
was that
can.
lantern of revealing?
That'll run you about 300 gold.
Why not? I'll take it.
All right. That is all yours. There is still, of course, the alchemy jug, the serpentine owl, the silver raven, the wind fan. I believe that's what's left.
I mean, if
So
Chauncey's
tempted to
gonna
get
like,
this owl.
Do you
he's
think
gonna be like,
Miss
if really-
Lyla would like the fan? Or would she be mad I spent the money?
How much money is it?
The fan will run 200 gold.
I'd
You
do
know,
it.
that's between you and Lyla.
All right. I'm surprised you have this much money, but the fan, here you go. Please be careful with it. It does tear very easily.
Yeah, I heard you.
All right.
Thanks,
Take that
mister.
away from him until.
Yeah, he's just whap, whap, whap,
God damn it! I'll take the fucking owl. How much was it?
The owl will run
500.
700 gold.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine.
All
I
right.
feel
The owl
so insulted.
will be yours. And so he hands you the 5-inch tall owl statuette.
Fuck it.
You know, the great thing about this pod is that eventually I can do control plants. And so, like, I can just have this guy follow me around and use him as a melee weapon.
Depends on how the bush feels about you after a month.
Yeah, an awakened bush does not fight very well.
No, it does not.
Well, I was thinking, does it have to be a bush?
Yes, it becomes an awakened shrub. That's literally what the item does. You plant a plant, it becomes an awakened shrub.
Okay, I'll just do a Trova Belladonna.
It's perfectly fine. You will have to wait for it to grow, however, if you're planting it directly into the pot
Yeah,
with a seed.
yeah.
Wait, you can just druid craft it, right?
Well, you technically could.
I guess, yeah, you
It doesn't make it grow instantly, it just speeds up the process.
Yeah.
Well, I also have plant growth.
Does that take
Alright.
24 hours, right? Plant growth?
To cast.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
godly
it-
amount of time. I mean,
yeah.
it's like an amazing spell, but it does take like 24 hours.
Yeah, it either makes everything within a bonkers distance difficult terrain or makes the land like stupefyingly fertile for a year.
Yeah.
It does a lot. It is an incredibly powerful spell. But it does take a little bit to cast.
But yeah, you spend 24 hours casting or something insane
I
like
I think the
that.
24 hours is for the year of fertility. It's like 8 hours or something just for the difficult terrain or something like that. Or an hour. One or the other. Anyway. Well,
Are we
I'm
gonna
assuming
see the fireworks now?
the fireworks are in a few hours, but I'm sure there are people from the night market that are setting up in the various parks and squares around if you'd like to check those out.
Why don't
Here,
we go
Aiden,
get you a
I just
churro?
I just grab like faux pas and just like hand I'm just gonna hand Aiden faux pas and be like, here, just play with faux pas.
Faux pas has a shocked look on his face as you hand him to a child. Just
Sorry, buddy.
It's so fluffy.
all right. So yeah, I'm assuming a little bit of time passes as you all leave and head out and begin to walk along. You do watch as the various places in these parks, there are people that walk up to a space and they pull out a wand of some kind and they kind of wave it in the air for a little bit. And shimmering into existence is a 10-foot by 10-foot stand of some kind. They all take on different shapes. Some of them are tents, some of them are traditional stalls, some of them are made to appear like weirdly squished carriages, but they all seem to be setting up shops of some kind. Most of them are setting up shops with baked goods and picnic baskets, charcuterie boards, things of that nature. But some of them have little knickknacks like little masks or little watches or little keepsakes or other things like that. Little clothing items like hats or brooches or other things like that. And so in the hours leading up to the fireworks, if anyone would like to just simply tell me they spend a certain amount of money on items, I will allow you to do so. They're all going to be non-magical. They're all going to basically be souvenirs or food.
Are there any plant vendors?
Nice.
You
Someone, like,
can
selling
buy like
roses or something,
flowers.
yeah.
You can buy like tulips or goldenrods or marigolds or roses.
Work with me here.
It's what they would be selling. They're not going to sell deadly nightshade to just random people in the public. I mean, unless you want to do something like grandma's in the 60s and buy some hydrangeas.
Are very poisonous.
I mean, this stuff is all what, like copper, like maybe a silver or something, like
Ooh,
for
yeah.
snacks.
Can I do a rose
Yeah.
bush?
Trash.
Yeah, you can do a rose bush if you want.
Yes. I have so many ideas.
Rosie
Wow,
number
Rosie made a
2.
return.
Rosie round.
Rosie
The
two,
sequel to
electric
Rosie.
boogaloo.
Well,
Let's see if
I
this one
also
turns
have
into an
Thorn
archfey.
Whip.
Mhm.
I also have Thorn Whip. So it's like me and my little buddy could just like be a prick in everyone's side.
Oh, lovely. That is a
That is cool.
possibility. As long as Rosie 2 doesn't get killed. I don't know if you're going to call it Rosie 2. Probably not. I love how we've had
So
2 living rose bushes.
Very, very little shop of horrors.
So I'll buy some like roses from the vendor.
Hmm.
And
What's that churro?
It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
there's-
big sweet stick that
you
you
want
can
one,
eat.
Aiden?
just ask what a churro is. Or like
Well, this is a child, so
I'll just
Okay.
I'll just buy Aiden a churro. Sure, why not?
sorry, I thought this was like above board.
Dick.
no.
Chauncey's
Yeah.
probably gonna buy like he's gonna buy like a picnic basket. It's nice not having to make everything yourself all the time. It's like,
Mhm.
oh my god, it's like a night off. I'm just gonna spend my money to buy stuff I could already make myself, but
Yeah,
no
there's all
labor's
kinds of
involved.
there's all
Supporting
kinds
the
of delicious
arts.
stuff. There's cheeses, there's bread with olive oil, like rosemary and sea salt bread with olive oil, butters,
1000%
grapes,
guaranteed.
olives.
Aiden has been snatching shit and putting it in his mouth, like just the whole time. The whole time.
There's even things like croissants and eclairs and madeleines and other things like that that these people are selling. And I would say for maybe 1 gold, 1 or 2 gold, you all can gather a pretty sizable picnic to watch the fireworks too, if you so desire.
I'll spend 3 gold to make an extreme picnic.
Yes,
Extreme
let's go.
picnic any y'all have ever seen.
It's
Charcuterie
just
boards.
a pile, multiple. Chauncey just comes back with like 5 charcuterie boards, like how the waiters have like the plates up their arms, just walking towards you.
And it's just Lovey May has both of her arms out and there's just multiple baskets on each one, but she feels no fatigue as a machine.
I think
Yes.
you probably just Aiden just holding like his 7th eclair or something, you know, shit all over his face. Like
The sugar rush is hitting. Like,
You have to stop him from running down the street, squealing at the top of his lungs.
let's fucking go.
The sun begins to set. Well, theoretically, the sun begins to set. It becomes darker, and you begin to see stars, but there's still the storm clouds that seem to be gathering this sort of same air. And at some point, you watch as most people have settled down in the various parks, the huge green spaces with the corkscrew cypress trees and the statues with the masks on them, and they all begin to settle down as blaring across the city from some form of magic is a band playing a sort of celebratory song, and a single firework goes off. People cheer, people clap, and people definitely begin to settle down for the fireworks show. And it is a spectacular fireworks show. It goes on for probably an hour, shooting off various fireworks that end up taking different forms. They have the fireworks begin to do things like appear like horses, dragons, knights, different symbols all pop up in the air, various fireworks of various colors just screaming up above the city. It is a stunning display. And eventually the performance will begin to wind down. But if anybody would like to do anything during that hour of the fireworks going off, you certainly can.
it's a
Did
whole
you see that?
hour of a show,
It was
Jesus.
like whoosh, and it was like bam, and it was like
This city seems to go all out on everything. You have not seen anything lackluster in this city. It is balls to the wall, all or nothing.
yeah, no, that's Aiden's deal pretty much. Just very much excitedly making sure that everybody saw every single moment of the. Did you see that one? It was awesome. Yep, yeah, we saw it. Did
The
you see
horses
that
were really
one?
cool. Yeah.
I saw it.
The horses were cool the 5th time too.
It does happen. It does. There's a few fireworks that tend to show up again and again. The dragon shows up quite a few times, taking a lap of the castle and flying back. The
Yeah, but it's
horses show
blue
up.
now.
At one point, Chauncey just like, they get them to move that way by inscribing arcane sigils within the base of the rocket that then activate with the phosphorus burst when you. And he's just like,
Yeah, that sounds really
yapping.
Yeah.
oh. And when he realizes nobody else is geeking out over
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
part of things, he's like, I'm gonna stop talking now.
Sound
finally-
like you know what you're talking about.
The fireworks show eventually ends with a huge firework going impossibly far into the sky, and everything gets quiet before there's a thunderous explosion that you can feel underneath your feet as a huge, almost mandala spreads out across the city in a variety of rainbow colors.
Pretty.
It almost looks like the city is bathed in sunlight, as if it were noonday, and this mandala hangs in the air, spinning for about 5 seconds before it crackles out. And once again, the band blares across a victory song of some kind as people begin to get up and take their baskets and their blankets. And within probably 45 minutes, the squares are all cleared as everybody begins to go back to the inns and taverns in their homes as the firework festival is over. And you all presumably begin to head back to the Golden Gondolier.
Oh. Is Aiden starting to do like the child passing out
Yeah,
after
it's
after a
Aiden
big
crashing.
event thing? Like, is Lubby Mays carrying you?
Yeah, he's ready. He's fucking down, man. Sugar rush
Yeah.
and then woo.
Well,
Yeah, not surprised.
it's our last night in mask, boys. Anything we want to do before bed?
Well, we can't do that with a child.
Anything else we
Lyla,
want to
are
do
you in
before
there?
bed?
I just like poke Aiden in the head, like, Lyla, are you in there?
I love how we've gotten to this point.
Are you casting detect thoughts?
No, just literally just poking you in the head.
I was like, are we doing this again?
No, please.
It ended badly the
Careful.
first time.
Careful, it wouldn't surprise me if he bit your finger.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's
No, he's out, man. He's fucking down.
cool. Well,
Yeah, I guess we're just walking back.
I guess it's bedtime.
Bedtime.
All right. So, yeah, you all make it back. Since the festival seemed to have taken a lot of people's energy and time, the Golden Gondolier is thankfully nearly empty. People have gone to their rooms. The damage has already been at least started to be repaired. The support gave a lot of to the actual people that were working on building back up the front. So they got a significant way into fixing it. It probably still needs a few more days, possibly a few weeks of fixing, but there's certainly a lot that has been done, and it's definitely safe for customers. They were able to fully reopen. There was no danger of the building collapsing anymore. But you see Allegra beginning to clean the final steins of glasses as she stands in the empty bar floor, the lights half dimmed, only half of them on. And she just nods to you as she continues cleaning the steins, and you all eventually head up to bed.
Before we actually go into bed, we'll get Aiden tucked in and all that jazz. Chauncey's gonna knock on Jed's door after everyone else is in bed.
Oh God.
Dun dun.
Oh yeah, I think Jed's like in the middle of doing the ritual casting of the alarm spell on his bedroom, and he gets interrupted. Opens the door. Chauncey, just about to head to bed. What's up?
I wanted to apologize for the way that Beulah acted towards you. I talked to her a little bit about it last night, and she came across a little aggro. She did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't say I remember her hating me so much the last time I saw her.
She thinks that I don't know how to explain it. She's just being protective, okay?
Right.
The last time she saw me and you together wasn't a good time for her or me, so that's just about it. And I just wanted to apologize for that.
Well, look, it's fine, Chauncey. Your sister doesn't need to like me. But I appreciate the apology. I mean, I will say the only conclusion I could really come up with was that after we split, you, I don't know, shit-talked me a lot to her or something. That's sort of where my mind went.
His face just like drops and he's like, I wouldn't do that. No,
It did
Jed,
seem out of character.
I didn't leave my room for like 7 months after. She dragged me out and dragged me across the plates.
Well,
so
I guess that was probably...
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah, a lot of this is awkward.
Speaking of awkward, well, not awkward, but Chauncey's just like, I was reading these. He pulls out what's her Hortensia's
Hortensia's.
notes. Yeah, I was like, what's one of my old friend's name's notes? He's like, I've been reading Hortensia's notes, and can I see that circlet you traded off Velantrios for a little bit?
Ooh.
It doesn't like
You.
yeah, he's gonna take it off and he's like, also, why were you wearing it for this long? It hasn't been hitting your horns right. The skin around them's like
Yeah, there's like some scabs like on my horns where it's like digging into my head.
like you could have asked me to adjust this days ago. Why did
I don't.
I'll get it back to you. I'll get it. I'm having a little work night. My brain just hasn't shut off. So
All right.
thanks.
Jed definitely goes like has like a sudden memory of his time with Chauncey return where he like remembers like long nights in Chauncey's bedroom while you're tinkering away and I'm bored on your bed watching you work. Like blush a little bit thinking about that. Like, right. Well, thanks for the adjustment. And the apology. Thanks.
Have a good night.
You too. It's and like I think it's like an awkward like, do we hug? Do we high five? Do we just walk away? Like, right. Yeah. Okay, bye. Just close
And
the door.
Chauncey's gonna go immediately back. He's like his social awareness is so low that like while Jed was starting to get awkward about things, Chauncey was just examining the circle. And yeah, he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, sorry. I'll get this back to you. I've got notes on notes on notes. Good night. And he's gonna go back to his room.
All right. So I'm going to have you roll a tinkering check. With this, I'm probably going to have you do an intelligence instead of sleight of hand.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
A nat 20 with any tool check is good. With any tool check plus intelligence is going to be a 31.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, you managed to fit these pieces of sea glass in between the rays of the sun and in between the parts where the silver kind of coils together, creating these sorts of loops, and you create a new section of this crown. It's still the exact same shape, but it no longer has the sharp rays poking into places. It's smoothed out. It probably will actually sit better on Jed's head and won't dig into his horns with the nice rounded edges that you've added to it. It almost looks like a part of a stained glass window that you'd see in almost a semicircle archway of some kind. It's very beautiful with its yellows and oranges and little tiny little pops of red and clear pieces. And you can feel the magic flowing differently. It's less chaotic, it's more controlled, more of a pinpoint. And because of that, it's a little bit more powerful. And I will reveal what that does in the morning.
Since I got a nat 20, can I make that other item I was trying to make for somebody else in the party, or do I need to do them night by night?
With that natural 20, yeah, I'll say that you can just whip together the other item.
Cool.
It's so nice having an artificer in the party.
I only rolled an 8 on, so it's a 19.
Jesus Christ.
Fail.
So yeah, it's a little the 19. No, it's a little bit more complicated. Since the magic involved is a little bit more unfamiliar to you as an artificer, but you managed to create something that would help out with spell casting.
Yeah.
Definitely has a lot of room for energy to be put in by people who understand this form of magic a little bit more, but other than that,
Chauncey's just like trying to be like suspending rare stones in molten glass for dummies. Hortensia, you bitch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna craft that item too. And then I'm gonna get some shut-eye, because I just spent like a few hours while everybody else is asleep. Tink, 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 tink. Or, I guess glass blowing and God knows what else.
They're like a
Just casually.
miniature little crucible in there with you.
The beautiful part about being an artificer is I can just make any tool I need at this level.
Oh yeah.
And I have a multi-purpose tool. I've
Oh
got
yes.
ditto of magical items, but only for making shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do before bed.
I will say, Shaw, you
Yes.
do have a dream. It's a strange dream. You're standing on a rock as you gaze up at a huge tree. Gigantic. It spreads out over the whole of the sky. The leaves themselves shimmer multiple colors as if it is a stained glass window. Reds, oranges, pinks, almost the colors of sunset as these sharp beams come down. Almost like the rays of the sun before a storm passing between the clouds. Motes of silver and gold seem to float through the air. This place feels like the edge of everywhere. And then you wake up. It's not a scary dream. It's just simply confusing. And you all finish a long rest. So you all wake up in the morning. Also, important question. Certain character, what do you... Oh, I see Lyla wakes up as Lyla.
Yay.
Wonderful. That was the question I was going to ask. All right.
She does.
All right.
I want to be at Jed's store when Jed wakes up.
Jesus Christ.
Jed, you just open the door and there's Shaw standing there.
Have you just been standing there?
I didn't want to wake you up.
Why did you knock?
It's
You
just,
heard me. You had to hear me getting
well,
ready inside.
it's-
Like,
I didn't want to interrupt. Hey, can you do a quick detect thoughts real quick?
why?
I just had a weird dream, and I need to share it with somebody.
He chose him.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cast detect thoughts, and
I'm just
I
gonna show him
promise I
the
will
dream.
just look for that.
So, yep, you show him, you push that dream to the surface, and you give me, you know what? Give me a performance check, Shaw.
Oh no. Oh god. 4.
Okay, so it's not
Um,
as
the-
clear as it could have
The
been.
pink floating narwhals are an interesting touch. Like,
You know when you think of a dream and you're just trying to hold on to it, it's
right.
like
But eventually
Maybe it would
you
be
do...
easier if I looked instead of you showing.
go ahead.
All right, so you're choosing to fail the saving throw.
Fuck me, yeah.
So you do find yourself in the dream that Shaw had last night, with a strange stained glass tree spreading out over the whole of the sky at the edge of everywhere.
Stained glass tree with a big sky spreading to the edge of everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I think Jed definitely, like, I'm in this memory, I'm doing, like, looking all around, and then I start seeing, like, other doors to other parts of Shaw's mind, and I just kind of go like, no. and I come out.
Character growth.
I was not sure. I was honestly not sure. I was like, this is like a 50-50 right here.
Yeah,
And
I think
you-
I probably like brought you into my room. We sit down on my bed and I'm just like closing my eyes and like looking in, and I come back to like stained glass tree and a big old edge of sky everywhere. What
Did that mean
Can
anything to you at all?
can I roll to see if it means anything to me?
Roll me Arcana, and Shaw, if you'd like to roll Arcana as well.
Powers combined.
I got a nat 20.
Oh shit, I did not. I got
Plus-
12.
plus 4, 24.
All right. So you remember once again in your research trying to find out more about Mazarendael, you read a book on the planes. This reminds you of a plane that you read about that's in the celestial realms known as Isgard. It's a place that has a tree that, according to legend, its roots connect to all of the other planes. The people there can travel to wherever using these roots. It is a place where giants tend to congregate as well. And some dead warriors go to for endless contests of strength.
I don't suppose any of them are named Jack. I said I don't suppose any of those warriors are named Jack.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll reconvey this. I think it's Isgard. Blah blah. Plane of in the heavens. Roots connect to all the stuff.
Tree that connects to everything.
Do you have any family ties or other sort of magical connections to celestial realms?
Celestial, not that I know of. Magical, my mother.
Well,
I swear to God, this guy ends up being like a secret cherub.
That's
He would be that innocent.
He's as fucking nice as one, anyways.
Right.
Well, I guess I'm happy I could at least help you a little bit with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I know we sort of, well, we got off on a rocky foot, and the foot got a little better, got a little rocky again. It's been a mixture of rocky and less rocky.
We do go back and forth, it's true.
I like you. All right, you're a nice guy. You're probably the only person of this little bunch that I would unequivocally classify as a nice person. Well, Chauncey, you and Chauncey, but you have a lot less baggage than Chauncey, I think.
Well, that remains to be
The
seen.
shade.
I would say Chauncey's mostly nice. He's definitely, from what I understand of y'all's past, yeah.
It's complicated.
Please, a hotel has less baggage.
But
The
you're a good
airport
person,
has less
Shaw.
baggage.
And if you ever need another eye on a weird dream, I'll do my best.
I'll come to you if I need it. I think I'm starting to trust you a little bit, Jed.
A horrible.
All right. Yeah, Jed is definitely, I don't know. I don't know if you really even need insight to see. Like, Jed was definitely shaken by what he saw inside of Lila's head, and is like starting to maybe question some things about himself.
Fair.
Speaking of Lila's head.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Which Lila's definitely already at. Like, she's 100% woke up before everybody else and is like, she's finished her breakfast and she's just like chilling, having a I was gonna say tea. No, whiskey. It's that kind of a day.
Velantrios
It's an Irish coffee.
Yeah,
goes down.
That's more Lyla.
Velantrios goes down and sees Lyla drinking the whatever. And what was the kid's name again?
Aiden.
And he's like, Aiden, kids do not drink alcohol.
I'm sorry. What?
Oh, Lyla. Hi.
Yes, the dress was not a giveaway.
I don't know what Aiden's into.
He's also much shorter than I am. I find it hard to believe you didn't notice that. Have you been drinking as much as I have?
I grew up in in the woods. I've been trying all kinds of different things throughout my life. Excuse me for not being the most mentally acute person in the world. Lyla.
Well, come sit down there and have a sip. You want to experience something.
Some culture.
Velantrios is just gonna
Uncultured
sit down next to
swine.
her.
I literally think Velantrios is carrying that pot around. It
Yeah.
has like one little sprout in it right now.
Absolutely.
Just like petting his little leaf.
Eventually.
He's just like randomly spraying it at certain points.
Listen, everybody, I have to say, I know it's been strange, but I do really appreciate you showing Aiden a good time last night. He hasn't been that tuck it out in ages. Usually it takes me far longer to get him to go back to sleep.
It was a great time not being the only innocent one in the group for a night.
Well, I know he can be a handful, and I've been dealing with him myself all these years. So thanks. Oh, and Jed, I wanted to ask you for a favor.
And what would that be, Lyla?
The next time we pass by a farm, you see, I'm not very good with animals. So I was wondering if you could eat the south end of a northbound cow.
Right. Love how our relationship has blossomed there, Lyla.
Yeah, I have never been violated such in my life, and I pay men to use my body as they wish. So
Wait, you pay men?
You pay
Chauncey's
them.
in the corner. He's got bags under his eyes. He's got, like,
wait a
mom and
minute.
dad on Christmas morning energy just stops like, you pay men to violate your what?
I thought it was the other way
Goddamn,
around.
how much did
Right, I
I pour
thought
in
it
this coffee? Oh
Chauncey's like,
shit!
I'm not a
How much-
customer, but the math isn't mathing right
You
now.
know damn well what I meant.
How much do you pay them?
I was getting really confused about Lila's business model here.
How do you profit?
That she has to
Listen,
pay
there's
the
a
men.
process here, okay? First you invest, and no.
you gotta have money to make money.
It's a Ponzi scheme, except there's sex
You gotta
involved.
spend. You gotta spend to earn.
First,
Is
you
the
get
thing.
them addicted to it.
No, see, the
God.
problem is player me actually had a little bit too much whiskey, but yeah, you get that.
The situation I'm imagining right now is that kid from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Well,
tense dinner and all ish.
Yeah.
oh, Miss Lyla, I can't say I quite understand exactly what I saw in there, but on one level, I know it was very private, and I apologize, but maybe it's a little payback, because I do remember confiding a little secret of mine in you, which you went and immediately told to Chauncey. So,
And are we not the better for it?
maybe it's just how you and I become even closer.
Honestly, I feel like the less secrets we keep from each other, the closer we become, you know?
Careful, if you
Everyone
get
just
too close.
glares at
At that, yeah, everyone's just staring like.
You can almost hear the creak. There's almost like a wooden creak as every person turns.
Careful, Jedidiah. If you get any closer, she'll end up paying you.
Oh yeah. I mean, worse things have happened. What time do we need to be back by the ship? Because we're leaving today, right?
Oh shit, that is say.
Yeah, you would probably be leaving around 11 to noon, and I would say maybe, I mean, you all probably had an early night, except for Chauncey, had an early night, so maybe it's like 8:30, almost 9.
You guys have anything you want to do before we leave?
I'm all set.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of the city.
At some tiny little random point, I don't know, when they're walking, Lila's probably just gonna, well, she's gonna give Chauncey just like a little peck on the cheek and just whisper to him, like pat him on the back and say like, Aiden does really like you. And like, that's it. It's just gonna be a tiny little like, boop, little moment, and then she's just gonna move on.
Oop.
Some feels for you.
There's that Sally Fields moment. They like me. They really like me.
By
Intern
the way, Lyla, when
not emoting.
are we gonna meet your other friends?
What are the friends?
So you just have, so it's just you and your little buddy?
Well,
and the very large
the
tiefling.
scary guy.
Oh yes,
It's Valakar.
and the big hunk.
We've also met, if it was who I think it
Oh,
was
your
hindsight.
brother,
Wait,
your
wait.
cousin.
Oh yes.
Was that also you,
Marcus.
Marcus?
Well,
I'm starting to think everyone else
it's
in
not
town.
as if any of you could tell if I was lying anyway, but
I'm starting to think everyone else in town
Yeah.
besides us is
Wait.
just you in disguise.
Marcus was Lyla?
Oh, you
catch
sweet,
up, dear.
you sweet
Wait,
summer
did
Sweet
Shaw
child.
summer
meet
child.
Marcus?
You're-
I did, yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yes, darling, Marcus was me. Well, you. Well, them. Anyway,
How many
You
of
get
you
the
are
point.
there? How many people share? Chauncey's just trying to figure out the best way to phrase it. He's like, how many acquaintances might we meet through you, Miss Lyla?
So,
Hmm.
if I may interject, Velantrios he's not even going to bother looking to Lyla. He's going to look to Jedidiah, and he's going to be like, spill.
I just want to pointedly look at Lyla for a second. Lila's secrets are her own. When they come out, and if they do, as long as they aren't a danger to the party, I think that is up for her to decide.
Right, and tell me what happens when we're in the middle of a fight and Aiden wants to join?
Someone told me Aiden can probably kick some ass if he really wanted to.
Give him enough pixie sticks and maybe he will.
He's just going to be
He
like
changes
that.
in the middle of battle. Fuck, now I have to use my action to give him pixie sticks.
He's just going to be like that squirrel from Hoodwinked.
Oh yeah,
Was
Oh.
it hoodwinked or was it?
it was hoodwinked.
It was Hoodwinked
Oh, yeah.
after he got the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
100%.
Good
I
old
watched that
Hammy.
movie so many times.
So let's pray to God we never have to find out. And
As long as
Yeah.
none of your personalities go against us.
I don't see why any of us would, unless, of course, you did something to threaten our safety. My safety. Personally, that is. So far, the only one of you who's done anything close to that has been Mr. Jed, and as far as I'm concerned, I acknowledge that he's taken at least step one toward repairing that broken bridge.
I would say probably at this point you are nearing the dock. And you see the ship, the Shelldrake, floating amongst the other various ships that have been going in and out. And you all board with all of your luggage, and you go back down to the lovely long room with the few desks and the hammocks that you all are used to sleeping in, or at least most of you are used to sleeping in.
The ones of us who weren't throwing up below deck.
Yes.
I thought
11 o'clock rolls around and cast off begins. Yes, Velantrios?
I
You were gonna
thought I
say
was
something?
over that.
What?
Yeah, no, it was just the one. I think
Oh.
it was just the one time. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. So at this point, Leonidas does come to you all. Well, we are quite near the Shadowfell system. It'll be about 2 days of sailing out in open astral sea before we make it to the Shadowfell system. It looks like we'll be going through the tides of woe and passing by Skullport. The next day, so that'll be about 1 day. Next day, we'll be hitting the Funerary Belt and we'll be getting on the River Styx. That'll then take us by the Blackened Oak. Following day, we'll reach the Skull of Moldgood. We'll sail on through that. That'll take about a day to get through the caverns in there. After that, we'll pass through the waters of the city of Bats. Don't know if they might want to investigate the ship, but they might, since we're entering their international waters, I guess. And then afterwards, it'll be a day until we reach Ashen Hold. Afterwards, it's a bit up in the air whether you have the time to do the entire journey in reverse. However, I believe if the orbits are correct and we do stay in time, there's a possibility that a small bit of Isgard will be floating by, and we might be able to access the roots of the Yggdrasil and make it back to the material plane in only 3 days' time instead of the long, long journey. But that is up to you, whether or not you feel like you are on a time crunch or whether or not you want another leisure cruise.
When he says Isgard, I just like look at you like.
Yeah. I pipe up in your head. I'm like, you want to ask him about it?
So Isgard, you've been there before?
I have not been there personally myself, but I studied quite a few routes through the Astral Sea, and it is commonplace for some sailors, especially on time crunches, to try and seek out bits of Isgard floating through the Astral Sea and see if they can find a route or two that would take them to where they needed to go. It's kind of an old sailor's trick.
Well, I think that sounds like an amazing idea.
We should try it.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Well, hopefully you all don't get too bored easy. I know we've had quite the adventure over the past few days, but we're going to have 2 days of complete and utter boredom. So prepare yourselves for that. But then we'll hit the Shadowfell system.
Last time I heard that, I was accosted by a gigantic seagull.
Well, we were not aware that old Scrappy moved his nest.
So he says. Cast off, man, I suppose.
All right. And so we begin the long and arduous journey to Ashen Hold. As you all sail out of the city and into the storm with the green lightning crackling through the gray skies and out into the myriad of colors of the astral sea once again, the sky filled with stars. There are 2 days before you hit the Shadowfell system. Is there anything special that anyone would like to do within those 2 days?
I'm gonna.
I think all of us said yes.
Everybody went
Literally
for it.
every single person,
Okay.
yeah.
Everyone liked that.
So I heard Velantrios first, so we'll go with that. And then I saw Kyle second, Shaw third, and Lyla and Jed can fight for last place.
So Velantrios is going to be looking after his quote unquote Bud E. Get it?
Of course.
My
And
2d8 psychic damage.
And he's just gonna be like, have any of you seen what's that scary movie 2?
Which one is that?
The one with the haunted house.
Yeah.
Oh yes, are you gonna talk about the one where the shorty gets rolled
the
up
weed
and smoked
monster?
like a
Yeah, where Shorty is. Yeah, where Shorty's just like talking to his plant, and he's like, "You're gonna make a lot of highs."
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
And so Blanche is just gonna be like, "You're gonna be my little murder buddy. You're gonna help me fight all kinds of people and be a giant prick."
Okay, that's not.
And you all
terrifying.
just hear that at various points during the day as he's watering his plant.
Yeah.
All right, Chauncey.
So mine involves scenes with other people, but like 2 other people. So it's or maybe
Uh-huh.
3, I don't know. Actually, yeah, 3. So we're gonna we're
So
gonna
like
go.
everybody.
We're a popular girl today. We're gonna
You
start
can't
off
sit
the
with us.
top deck. I'm gonna hunt down Shaw.
Oh, well, you know me, always up top on the deck with
Uh,
faux pas.
Just be like, oh,
there's something there with top deck.
he's always on top of the deck, if you know what they say.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm gonna
Favorite
be like,
spot to ride.
oh, baby.
Swear to God, we're done.
Shaw, how's your how are you doing? How's it going? Anything interesting or not nauseatingly beautiful out here?
That's very beautiful art. You know, honestly, Chauncey, I feel like I'm starting to like find my place. It's going good. How are you and Jed?
I mean,
You
I
watch
don't know.
Jed like go below deck, his eyes glow yellow, a snake tongue comes out for a second, and he descends.
I think I don't know how to talk to most people most of the time, you know?
Words
And
are hard.
him especially, like when we were younger, it was easy. It was like breathing, but I don't know him anymore, so it's awkward. Um, but let's not talk about him. He's gonna rifle in his bag of holding, and he's gonna pull out this big box with a bow on, and he's like, "Here, I
Oh,
read
presents!
present."
You made wrapping paper also.
I made the wrap. I repurposed some of the wrap from some of the things that we got in Mask, and I had to press it. And Chauncey's just gonna be like, yada yada yada. He's like,
Oh yeah, I
it's
will say your masks from Mask have disappeared at this point.
Oh, thank God. Right.
I
I
miss my cat
figured
ears.
I
I miss
thought these
swinging
could
my
be.
face around and having the chains slap my cheeks.
Shaw's just like patiently waiting to open a present because it's like rude to open a present.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Oh,
You
waiting
have to
for
read
Chauncey
the
to stop
card
talking.
before you open the present.
I was
Open,
waiting for
open
Chauncey to
'em.
stop talking.
Open it, open it, open it, open it. And there's like there's one little object and one much bigger object in the box. The little object is something Chauncey had been working on for a few days on and off. It's a little telescope. And he's like, I noticed that you're always up here, and I thought maybe it would help you without using any magical energy just to take a look with that. And then I was reading Hortensia's notes, and I had trouble sleeping last night. I was kind of riding a creative high of sorts, and I dabbled and tried my hand at this. Let me know if it works out for you. I've never really made one of these before. And it's just a giant crystal ball.
Awesome. Thanks, Chauncey. Actually, this is really thoughtful, honestly. Like, if I look through the spyglass, it's just
The spyglass is a mundane spyglass.
The
love
spyglass
it.
is mundane. The crystal ball, however, is magical. It is a +1 arcane grimoire. So that means that you get to add a +1 to the attack bonus and DCs of your wizard spell, of any of your wizard spells. And when you use your arcane recovery, you can increase the number of spell slots you gain by 1. So instead of it being half your level, it's half your level +1.
So nice.
Well, honestly, almost everybody else in this party has that exact same item, but for their class. And so it was like,
Chauncey, thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
I wanted you haven't been with us quite as long as everyone else, and I thought it might be helpful, and I noticed you've been casting spells through that old wand, and I was just like, we could maybe. So I went through Hortensia's notes, trying to find things to enhance the flow of arcane energy from caster to reality, and let me know how it. I'm not going to say I'm an expert at that particular thing. It doesn't stab or shoot. Those are the things that I made a lot of in my days, but let me know how it works.
I will get back to you on that. I honestly I'm more excited about this than you just seeing me like.
It is a ridiculously good telescope. Like, most telescopes do not have the zoom that this telescope has. It is spectacular, and it is crystal clear.
I love it.
That one's just modified off, and Chauncey's gonna hit the little glasses that he typically casts his vision spells out of, like the fucking ophthalmologist looking bullshit that he like runs like. I modified one of these for those, but yeah, I hope you find what you're looking for when you're up here. I've got places to go, people to talk to. Bye. And Chauncey's just running away before he has to talk more to Shaw. And then next I'm gonna hit up Velantrios.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, because I feel like I'm going from the top of the deck to like the middle.
And you just walk up and he's still talking to his rose bush.
Oh, Velantrios, can I bother you for a moment? This is an interesting take on horticulture. I mean, some of the books I've read do say that if you speak kind, reaffirming words to your plants, they will grow hardier and healthier.
And you hear Velantrios being like, "You're gonna help murder a whole bunch of people."
I mean, I've said worse things to my dolls before. It's fine.
I'm not sure what's more concerning.
Can I? And Chauncey's just gonna start pulling out swatches of fabric and putting them next to your skin. And he's like, I just need to see what our base is going to be for that new outfit you asked me about.
So the thing is, he is very, I don't want to say pale, but he is like a white tiefling. So yeah, pale.
I would say there's probably an ever almost imperceptible
blush
undertone of blush or red to it. Chauncey might be able to pick it up because he's used to seeing things like that to make outfits and work with dolls and, you know, work with parts that are very similar in color and things of that nature. So you'd be able to pick up the slight blush. But most people to the naked eye, it is just paper white.
Yeah. Snow White, I like to think.
So, I mean, I'm not going to be able to really compete with, and Chauncey's going to motion to his new cloak. He's like, but the point of a good outfit is you don't try to have different pieces in it compete. They support each other.
Right.
And darling, and Chauncey's going to hold up. He's like, I don't think you're necessarily a summer or an autumn, because this orange is just washing you out. And he's just doing like, he's doing one of those like things in a mirror that they do on those TikToks nowadays where they're like throwing fabric. Like they do in, I don't know where they do it, but it's those boutiques where they figure out these are the tones that look good. So Chauncey's gonna have a little like salon moment with Velantrios.
Yeah, like bolts of cloth like flying in the air.
We'll pick out the perfect color to base your outfit around. And we're gonna let you pick it because you're the actual player. I'm not me.
So I think like his cloak is basically made of leaves, right?
It's green with hints of gold.
So I think like a lot of pastel like floral colors, particularly like so like think of a shirt, like a white lace shirt with woven in floral patterns along the hem and the cuffs, along with like a green trousers and perhaps like boots or not shoes with like golden thread tying them together.
Okay. I'm in my play in my head I'm seeing something like vaguely like Hellboy 2, the Golden Army, the elf princess and prince vision. Something flowy, golds and golden roddy, maybe a little bit. But we want the green of the cloak to be the most powerful color, I think.
Golden Army is my favorite.
Hell
So
yeah. So
I'm
yeah, the
Oh boy.
outfit we're designing is going to be very them coded with the things of that. Sounds good.
very happy.
That's
All
what I'm
right.
probably gonna actually spend my like working time on the next 2 days until we get to Ashenhold, because I don't think that's something Chauncey's gonna want to take his time a little bit on things. He doesn't necessarily need to rush through by half magically artificing it all the time.
Wants to dress to impress.
I mean, not a bad idea if we're passing like a vampire city or whatever this city of bats is like. But then again, that might get you bit.
I'm just imagining like the entire Goth city, and then there's Velantrios, which is basically a sunspot.
You never
And
know. You've never been there.
so yeah, my little like designer's notebook with the color swatches we picked. I'm like, how am I gonna get this much goldenrod silk? I mean, I can dye it, but and he's just wandering off. Lovey May's been behind him, and so has Tailipo the whole time. Tailipo's on his shoulder. She acts more like a cat than she actually is, because everyone knows she's as intelligent as an average human being. Well, above game. In game, she just still acts like a cat for reasons.
I like how
She just likes
progressively.
doing that.
She
I
likes
like how progressively we're all getting like companions or pets.
I know. It's bonkers.
And then I'm gonna go to Jed's creepy Colton.
I think it's become significantly more creepy. I have the magic mouth spell now, and I want to have just like 3 magic mouths on the walls around me that are all just like saying horrible, arcane, like evil, infernal stuff. I have my shadow spawn summoned, and I think like I don't know. I want my tattoos are like glowing and like the little pings of runes are like floating around me, and I'm just like doing some sort of unholy ritual.
You open the door and there are like purple wiggly things coming out of the room.
You just Chauncey's gonna like he's not horrible at sneaking up on people. So he's just gonna knock on like the ship nearby and be like, am I interrupting?
What? Then I like put it all away. It all disappears in like a big whoosh. Like, Chauncey,
Are
hey,
you okay? That was
just communing.
with what?
Well, with trying to reach out to Mazarandael, but he's not always very chatty. So right now, no one. um, but always tomorrow.
Is this what you spend your days doing when we're on the ship?
Wow. I mean, sometimes it gets to be sort of, I don't know, psychedelic almost. Like it's sort of like my brain leaves where I am and is just like traveling through infernal realms.
Are you sure that's safe?
Yeah, definitely.
Very confident there. And Chauncey's gonna reach into his bag of holding again, and he's gonna pull out the upgraded circlet, and he's gonna be like, "Come here, here," and he's gonna try fitting it on your head himself.
Okay, gotta put it around the like,
Crouch a little.
Okay, I'm crouching.
You're too tall. We've been over this before. And yeah, so he's gonna be like, okay, yeah, step back.
All right. Wow, yeah, it doesn't. I kept like chafing my horns before, and it feels like you could. And there's like new. You put the sea glass in it.
No, yeah. If Hortensia's notes were right, it's gonna have a little bit more punch to it.
Oh.
And here for your horns, and he's gonna pass you a little like jar of salve.
Aw. Oh, that's thank you. I didn't get you anything.
So above game, your circlet of blasting no longer casts Scorching Ray once a day. It casts Fireball once a day.
Whoa!
Jesus. Oh no.
I'm very happy about that.
You didn't have to. You don't have to get me something because I make you something. That's not how friendship works.
Yeah. I'll
And I'd like us to work on being friends again, if that is a possibility.
Yeah, that'd be a lot better.
Gay.
I'm sorry, Chauncey. I've been very hostile towards you. And there's been a lot of feelings, a lot of lost memories, a lot of, I don't know. But I've always known you're a good person. I didn't disbelieve that at any point.
We'll just gotta keep moving forward and just work on it. And I'm not holding it against you. You didn't ask for my mom to wipe your memory. And if whether or not you believe it, I didn't ask her to really do that part either. It was a side effect. But hey, you're still alive, and that's all that really mattered to me in the moment. And I'm happy about that part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We can try again. We
mm,
can.
If we really wanted to commemorate it, we'd have
Hi,
to...
I'm Jedidiah.
Chauncey's gonna
Great
reach
to
out
meet you,
the-
Chauncey.
Nice meeting you too, Jedidiah. Oh god, do you remember the first time we met?
Yes, I remember the first time we met.
So we need to go get a bunch of church boys bullying
To
you.
come bully you. So
Yeah.
When you said we need to go get a bunch of church boys, I was like, "Where's this going?"
Yeah. We met at an orgy.
Surprise. Boarding schools, am I right?
Yeah. Well,
though he turned out different. That was you though, wasn't it?
Virgil. Yes and no. I mean, he always hated how he was living. I don't know.
He was always
Was the
in
devil on his shoulder who told him he should embrace his vices?
Sorry, guys. I just gotta look after my niece for 1 second.
He was an insufferable twat, Jed.
He was. He was horrible. I mean, he still kind of is. He never got pleasant to be around.
Well, at least it's good to know some things never changed about you.
Yeah, lots of things have, but you're still I mean, I feel like I've seen something in your eyes, something that scares you that you don't want to talk about, but I think I've learned a little bit the past couple days that I shouldn't just rip that information out of people's heads all the time.
Please don't. Chauncey's just all of the mirth and joy when Jed mentions it completely dissipates.
I think Jed sees that. Like, oh shit, I fucked up. I put my hand on your shoulder, like, hey, you're still same.
I'm gonna grab his arm and be like, you can't tell. Don't tell anybody else. I don't know what I don't. You've been reading. I know you've been reading my mind. Just can you not?
I think that definitely freaks Jed out a bit. Chelsea, I don't know what happened. I could tell something happened.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. I mean, friends can have secrets. We don't all need to read each other's minds. And I just got Shawthorn to kind of start chilling around me.
Yeah,
We'll deal with the shit when we deal with the shit.
Is it weird I'm still waiting for Shawthorn to be secretly evil or something? Like, he can't be that nice.
I mean, I'm not a great judge of character in the first place, Jed. Gullible is a gentle term to describe my ability to get tricked sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm book smart, I'm not people smart.
That's why we made such a good team.
That was true.
I think I might have spent enough time in the dark down here for one day. Want to go see if we can find out whatever Shaw's looking for up there?
Oh, that sounds beautiful to me. And it's about, I mean, Jed, you'll catch more flies with honey than vinegar, remember? Well, I don't know if you would remember at that point, but it's an old saying that we used to occasionally go over. More flies with honey, not vinegar.
I think Jed definitely feels a little bad that he still hasn't told Chauncey that he remembers everything that happened now. Yeah.
But those are the three people I wanted to hit. Wanted to continue this, or if we want to let Lyla have her moment.
Let Lyla have her moment.
I think we still have Lyla, and I don't know if Shaw wants to do something. I think Shaw wants to do something. So I guess Shaw, you can go first.
You were on mute.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting to see. Okay. Okay. So I've been given a gift of a spyglass. Absolutely love this. Chauncey hit it right on the nose. Shaw, what are you looking for? So I want to just like go to like the very edge of the ship and just like look out with the spyglass, and then think back, like my mom and dad, my grandma, and hang out with little Aiden, thinking of my childhood. I want to just cast Sending.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring to my mind a live high elven woman, Renee Zann, my mother, and just say, Mom.
Into the sending spell.
Mm-hmm.
You release the spell into the astral sea. You knew they had come here for some reason. You remember that day on the dock. Your mom definitely hugged you a little bit longer than she did at other times. And your dad patted you on the shoulder, which was possibly not something he did very often, but was definitely felt before they sailed off into the vortex. They should be here somewhere. The spell finds nothing.
All right, yes. And Shaw just starts crying. Sits down and just starts crying. And that's it. That's Shaw's moment.
All right. So I will let Jed and Chauncey decide if they come across Shaw sitting down on the floor crying his eyes out.
We're just like reminiscing about the old Creators Hollow days. And I'm just like, oh, oh wow. Lot to just stumble in on here. You're muted.
Should we let Lyla go before we crash that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably should. Lyla, you're on mute.
I don't know. You might want to do that thing before I do my thing.
All right.
Sounds like you're gonna
Emotional
get up to
moments.
shenanigans.
Quite possibly.
It's not shenanigans.
Just a single shenanigan.
Yeah, just one.
Only one.
Oh.
Hey, you okay, Shaw?
Just like crying, like petting football. I'm fine.
You're right.
How are y'all?
Jed will come sit down next to you on the floor.
Oh goodness. Let me go. Here, Chauncey's just gonna pull out like a portable fucking kettle and little fire stone pot Bunsen burner, and he's like, hot chocolate always helps whenever you're sad. Give me 5 minutes to boil this water.
Yeah.
Boil some water.
I'm gonna say your multi-tool can transform into that. Yeah, and you have, something to possibly make whipped cream with. I'm
that bag
going
of-
to go out on a limb and say that if you want sprinkles, you can pull sprinkles out of the spice pouch. If
Get
you
like
want.
nutmeg or cinnamon or something, that'd be yummy.
Yeah. I think it is nutmeg that a lot of people, although don't put too much, you can actually kill yourself. Nutmeg is poisonous.
Hell yeah. Just a
Let's
little
go.
poison's okay.
Little dose is tasty. Big dose is toxic.
Yes.
As Chauncey's working on the hot chocolate,
I'm gonna make a hot chocolate roll.
Let's do it.
I guess that would be cooking tool proficiency.
Which is still it's an artisan's tool, so my still proficient if I use my multi-purpose tool, and it's doubled. That's a what stat bonus do I add to making hot chocolate? Are we doing cooking is equals chemistry, so I can do intelligence?
Cooking
You
is
know
chemistry.
You know what? Yes. You're trying to make a very, very good, delicious gourmet hot chocolate, and that takes a lot of thought. You're not just dumping the pack in.
18 plus 11 is a 29 on my hot chocolate check.
Good Lord. This is probably the best hot chocolate that you've ever had. It is the perfect ratio of chocolate to water to milk. It has the perfect amount of cinnamon on top, the perfect amount of whipped cream. That is the perfect temperature. It is the best hot chocolate you have ever had.
Thank you, Chauncey. This is really good.
Oh no, no. What happened?
So my mom and dad, like, I know, like, there was like a small chance. There's like no chance really that they were still alive, but I just wanted to see. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're dead.
You know, when I was in your head earlier this morning, you let me in. I could have gone anywhere I wanted. I didn't. So if you want me to know something, I'd love for you to just tell me. If it's a dead parents issue, I can relate. What happened to them?
I have no idea. They just one day they left and they just never came back.
Where did they go?
I don't know. Granny just told me they were going on a trip. It was different. It seemed more important than usual, but
Did your grandma ever give you any other information after that?
no. No, she didn't really like to talk about it.
Well, I'm sorry. I know losing people you love, the pain never really goes away.
You've lost?
My dad. Chauncey knows the story. I'm actually from Drake's Ridge. That's where I was born. My dad, he was human. My family's all humans. I'm the only not human. It's because my dad did some sort of deal with my current patron. Mom says he was protecting the town from something, but I've never been able to get too much out of her. She doesn't really even know either. But eventually, church found out because I was born. It's deal with the devil too long can fuck up your kids, turns out. So church found out about me and came for us, and my dad held them off long enough for us to get away.
And that's why. Well, that explains a lot. That explains.
I really fucking hate the church.
I've never been one who's very fond of it either, so that's.
It is a useless institution.
Really, it really is. It really is.
Am I here too? Sorry, I had to deal
We're
with my-
consoling Shaw on the deck because he just found out his parents are dead.
I guess Velantrios would be able to comfort him in his own way by saying, hey, at least you're not literal devil spawn.
Yeah, how's that holding up? You just found out you're the big daddy of hell's favorite little boy.
I don't think I'm his favorite
worse.
anything right now.
That's fair. Wait, Mistress, you've never met your parents?
Well, no. I pretty much grew up in the forest my entire life. And, for some reason the church has, hated me, I get. I wouldn't say actively hate me, more like they just don't like my existence. And so I never knew my mom nor my dad. Thank God for that last part, though.
Who raised you,
Thank
though?
the gods, or thank whatever.
It's giving Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
My parents didn't show up to my own birth.
Velantrios, who took care of you when you were a child?
Blanche is like, what's a birthday?
You're Lyla, you're gonna hear in your head somewhere in this conversation, you're just gonna hear, hey, like group bonding moment on the deck.
Having a heart-to-heart.
It's kind of like waiting like for the right bit here. I do think that's probably a good time to like introduce her. Like, she'll come back out and be like, oh my, what? Well, this looks all dreadful. What is everybody on about?
Here's some hot chocolate.
Oh,
We're trauma bonding.
But Chauncey,
thanks.
We're having a heart-to-heart, Lyla.
to Chauncey, Blanche is like, animals, fae, it was pretty much just like random people coming into my life and taking care of me when I need it. But for the most part, I've been by myself. The only reason I know how to talk is by interacting with the guys at Drake's Ridge. Other than that, it's just basically been me.
No formal education to speak of?
Not even
no.
a GED.
I don't.
Can you read?
I mean, I can read basically. Like, I understand words when I see them, but it's not like I'm, gonna read poetry or anything.
There's a whole new worlds and books and poems that you could explore. Chauncey's just like, I need to teach this poor man-child the beauty of literature now.
I really, really would love it if Chauncey was like just a random shelf full of books and a ladder with Chauncey doing like the bell thing.
If we were back at his parents' house, that would be more than doable.
Oh yeah, they did literally have a ladder thing for the library.
Chauncey just opens up a school on the freaking ship.
Yeah, but Chauncey is like, I mean, there's signs and there's posters. I'm not really sure like what the big deal is.
You poor sweet child. Sounds like you just mostly got lucky, to be honest.
You have a really screwy view of luck.
No, I didn't mean at the onset. I mean that you survived this long to begin with.
Oh, I mean, by the age of like, I don't know, 8, 9, I was pretty much able to take care of myself.
Enough. Well, that's enough of all that sadness. Listen, come back to the cabin, y'all.
Wait.
I've got something for you.
Miss Lyla, you gotta join in here. What about your parents?
That is a very good question. How did all this happen?
Gonna do this later, but I told you already. My parents died in Twister when I was young. Aiden's parents, he never knew. Valakar's parents were rather normal.
Okay, I'm really confused.
That seems appropriate for this line of questioning.
Like, okay, but aren't you all like the same person, sort of, like physically speaking?
Yeah, that's right.
Then how do you guys have different parents?
We just do.
Pelagius is just trying to do like the math in his head, and like smoke is coming out of his ears.
All I can tell you is every one of us had a childhood. Every one of us has memories of our parents, or not.
How long have you all been together?
Long while now. I don't know. Some of us were there at the start. Some of us later on. Some of us quiet for a while.
Oh God!
So
is there a chance that of us getting trapped in there?
Oh my dear, I don't think so. See, what I'm surprised nobody's asked about is the creature what y'all interacted with when I went to sleep the other day.
Your boss.
Master, yes, of course.
Is
the huckster is who you work for?
Oh, is that what he's called?
He's never told you?
Well, no, of course not. He'd have no reason to do that, now would he?
Yeah, I basically shoot him away.
I know. I wasn't asleep the whole time. I saw most of it.
Is that gonna bite me in the butt later in a not so fun way?
I don't know. Probably should have asked him that.
Oh, I was just done with interplanal beings at that point.
Listen, far as what I know about what I am is from him. The first thing I can remember is having all of these memories, all of these people inside me. But it's all right. I'm comfortable that way, to be honest. I think from what he told me of what I am, I need them. It's not quite healthy for me to be outside the way I was born.
So you're a changeling, right?
Perhaps.
You just are what you are, I guess.
Aren't we all?
For now.
Okay.
Listen, it's not like I have any more information than you did about your mysterious origins.
Fair enough. I haven't even met my dad.
I'm not even sure I've got one.
Do that sometime. Do you want to meet your dad?
At some point, I guess. Just, to have the interaction. Just, I think I've got a pretty good expectation of what that's gonna be like, but at the very least, I just want to have that face to face.
I love that for you, but maybe we
also
beef up a little bit before you do that, because according to what we currently know, your dad is an archdevil, and I I don't want to see you wind up whatever would happen if you ran into an archdevil right now.
Uh, Fair enough. I guess, I've realized something. I basically have like a parent system where, Asmodeus is my dad and Titania is sort of like my mom. And, I'm just sort of like that accidental child.
I'm feeling like something a little bit stronger than hot chocolate.
Usually I would say no, but yeah.
I think that might be the right bit, talking
I
about.
like I like how Velantrios' childhood trauma is resulting in everyone else's trauma.
It seems like a good time. And Lyla, of course, she absolutely has a flask of whiskey.
Just like
Adds it to the hot chocolate.
If
Thing
you're
is,
going
like-
to pair that with some liquor, I would recommend something with a little bit of a cinnamon punch to it.
Fireball.
Dumps in the whiskey.
That's far too much!
I do only have the one flask, so
My artisanal hot chocolate!
Oh my god.
I
So-
think we're sort of trauma dumping and maybe escaping from what started all this, and that is Shaw. I think we might have glossed over a bit of what you're going through.
Right,
That's
sorry.
fine. We can move past that. It's okay.
Do you want to move past it? You're here with a motley assortment of people who all have miserable lives, and if anyone can relate, it's us.
And Blanche's is like, wait, did I have a miserable life?
yeah, wait a minute, I'm not miserable.
All right,
On the
dances
spot.
with wolves. Yes, you did. Like,
I mean, Blanche's doesn't have any real
Dances with
perception of
wolves.
what a normal life is, so um but if he may say request, particularly of Jedidiah with, being our Faustian character. By the way, Jedidiah, could I ask your help on something?
I'm trying to be more generous. Sure, Velantrios. What do you need?
So I'm a campion.
Campion.
So I mean, what the basic understanding that I have is that I would need to have like a human mom. And I was wondering if you could help me find her. I mean, she can't be any worse than my dad, right?
Well, the best I can do is reach out to my patron, but I can ask.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
He might not know. He doesn't really keep track of mortal things all that much.
But this is, I think he would take note of my father being with a human when he.
Asmodeus has taken many a partner over the millennia he has been alive.
Gee, thanks.
Also, Velantrios, how old are you?
Oh, that is a good question. Yeah.
I think you did actually pick an age, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
remember
did.
what it is.
Game log, short rest, blah blah blah. Main character, no character settings.
Would be notes.
Export to PDF. Long rest.
It's either under extras or notes.
Where's notes? Oh, there's. Let's see. Enemies, the Church of O. Okay.
Description?
Yeah, it's in your description.
Description. Yeah.
There we go. Let's see. He is 26.
Oh, okay. So your mother could still be alive out there somewhere.
Yeah, I would hope so. though.
Sean just starts crying again.
Oh, no.
Though, to be honest, I'm not sure if she would want to see me. Because, I'm sort of, the product of what happened. So,
Never know until you try, right?
right, I guess. I'll just bite the bullet. Jedidiah, if you could, talk to your friends on the other side.
Yeah, I can do that.
Is that how we're referring to him now?
Spencer, I know I met Valak, the demon in the chamber.
Yes, you
Am
did.
I ever able, can I just because love Mazaran Dayel, horrible texter. Can and Valak is a demon. He's an imp though, right, or something like.
I think
Something like that.
He might know
Not
shit.
necessarily an imp, but he was definitely a demonic figure of some kind, devilish figure of some kind.
I guess I can try ascending to him or something.
You know what I would ask? That incubus we met.
My sister. No, wait.
What incubus did we meet?
The one that
the hot one. Yeah,
the one that bet
that
against
guy.
Velantrios choosing Asmodeus.
Do we ever get his name?
No, Velantrios ended up shooing him off before
And
you
I
all got a
asked
name.
him, I was like, wait, what's your name? And he just disappeared.
Yeah, that guy. Would he still be watching, I guess? Or whatever? Spencer?
You don't know. I'll say that. You weren't even aware that he was watching while you were in the midst of your choice, so you don't know now.
Okay. Can I just randomly say hey, Incubus guy, are you still there?
You get no response.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, if we know his name and one of us takes the time to learn it, you can summon and bind a demon to the mortal realm fairly easily with a bit enough arcane energy and information.
Problem is we don't know his name. We do know Velantrios' sister's name.
Oh god, no. Please don't. Not her.
Technically, we could also do it to that. What was her name again? The angel that tried to kill us.
Oh.
Zariathale.
Yeah,
Zariathale. Zariathale. Tricky part about interplanar
the thing
beings.
about her is she sucks.
Yes, but we could grill
The
her.
question is, who sucks less?
Agreed.
I guess we could go with my sister, I guess.
Well, that would involve one of us. I'm not a wizard. I don't actually know the spell. I just know of the existence of the spell because I was raised by one. It's up to you. You guys are more magical than I am.
I'm a druid.
I mean, I could send your sister a message, but there's no guarantee she's going to answer.
Can I write it for you?
You got 25 words.
Okay. Velantrios is. I'm not even gonna say out the word. Just you can use your imagination.
General gist is.
Hey, what?
Hey. Hey, sis. How's it going? It's been a long time since I gave you the middle finger and you fucked off. I was wondering if you would be interested in making just a tiny itsy bitsy teeny weeny little deal.
XOXO Gossip Girl. Got it. Sent.
Editing down to 25 words. So you just asked if she wanted to make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's gonna give me my mother's name out of the kindness of her heart.
Trying to think of how she would respond. She's a very interesting character.
You don't say. She's gonna send me a literal burning love note.
I'm really hoping she replies to your brain and not back to me.
Well, sadly, since you were the one that sent the sending spell, it is going to go back to you.
Awesome, love it.
Oh, this is gonna be so much
fun. I'm trying to think how she would. Yeah, she would probably do that because she's not a nice person. You just get, it is almost a roar in your head, almost as if you are standing directly in front of a flamethrower that is just hurling fire directly into your face. As she responds, I assume you're talking about the bastard. I don't owe him shit. He didn't stick
really
to
mad.
his duty. And that's it.
Oh,
That's
I
all
don't
you
think
get.
she likes you. Oh, she said no. She said no.
It's
It's a hard no.
I mean, were you really surprised at that response?
Blanchard is gonna respond, and he's gonna be like, "Listen here, bitch.
There's
Sadly,
no-
you
She
can't
can't
respond
hear
to the
you.
spell.
Sending
She can't hear you.
There's
I love
no
to think that Velantrios just doesn't understand that aspect of it, and he's just
He's
saying
like,
this
"You
out
bet,"
loud
just
to
like out-
no one.
like out
Azarath
to
does
the-
not get this.
Chauncey just be like, Shawthorn just found out his parents are dead. You don't have to call him bitch.
Oh my god. That's too much.
So you gave me the gist of like what she said.
Yeah, which was basically fuck off.
Okay. So she's off the table. How about I guess the angel?
Want me to ask an angel if she knows who your mother is?
And we
Some
really
random
just-
celestial.
No,
I mean,
You
Why
know
don't we
what?
circle
Wait,
back to this?
hold on. Don't you have like actual friends on the other side? Velantrios, didn't you recently make some actual friends?
Yeah, you're literally a cleric of Titania. Go pray about it. Like...
And I would say
Dad,
at
what
this
did we-
point is when oh my god, his name just slipped my mind. Leonidas comes and just, I overheard your conversation and I should let you be aware. As we are approaching the Shadowfell system, you might want to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row mentally. The Shadowfell tends to have a effect on those who are harboring sadness and loneliness and things of that nature. It's pervasive and sticky.
Well, we're all fucked.
What does the Shadowfell do if you're technically part undead?
I would assume nothing much,
find out.
but the rest of you all probably want to at least try and have as many of your ducks in a row as possible. We still have one more day until we get there, but upon arriving, you certainly will feel its pull. It's made of the negative plane and of sadness and a variety of other negative emotions that humans feel. It's why most sailors tend to not go into the Shadowfell system after all. So, just as a little warning, and he just leaves. And that is going to be where we are going to end the episode for this week. So join us next week as we get closer and closer to the Shadowfell system. And we find out, hopefully soon, what it has in store.